What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Forza Motorsport is finally here, and today we're going to dive into one of my favorite parts of this game. We're going to be taking a look at the online multiplayer. Now, we're not going to be jumping straight into, of course, just a wild online multiplayer lobby. Well, what we're going to do is look at the all new events that lead up to you being able to get online and race against other people competitively. Now, in the all new menu setup, we've got a featured multiplayer option. What that's going to do is that's going to take us into the actual multiplayer hub or multiplayer lobby, where you can pick and choose from different types of events. Before you're able to get online and race against other people competitively throughout the world, you first have to qualify, where you have to complete 3 different race events. Now, those race events are going to provide you a type of driver level, which will then cause the game to pair you with like drivers with very similar driver levels that you have based on your qualifying results. Now, as you can see, I've already done 2 of the 3 events that I need to do in the qualifier series, but I wanted to save the 3rd one so we can go through the entire event together. All right, so as you can see here, we've got a qualifying event available at the WeatherTech Raceway in Laguna Seca. Now, this is a 7-lap race, as you can see here, 52 degrees Fahrenheit in the late morning. Now, you have a certain amount of time to be able to enter this event. Once you do so, you've got that amount of time left to be able to run some practice laps. Then you get 3 laps for qualifying. The starting position of the race then is dependent upon your qualifying results against the other people in the lobby. So without further ado, let's jump straight into this event. Now, for this event, we're going to be using the 2020 Honda World Racing Civic. This car is really fun. It's pretty easy to drive, honestly, and a fantastic starter car to get you racing online against some friends. So as you can see, we've got a timer in the top of the screen here that shows you how much time we have left in practice. Within that practice window, you can actually go out and run your qualifying laps, but then you still have the remainder of the time to run for qualifying.
Prepare for deteriorating traction from that sand pulled onto the track.
So as you can see from the narrator there, we did have a dust storm roll through, which means that is going to have a negative impact on the track and the event itself throughout practice and qualifying, and possibly even the race. Now, a couple things that I want to take a look at here. Before you start into your practice, what you can do is you can go down to your car, choose your fuel and tire setup. Now, one thing to think about here, the amount of fuel you're carrying in the car plus the tire compound. Again, we can choose from hard, medium, or soft tires in this event. We don't need wet because we're in the middle of the desert, of course. Now, based on my experiences, I ran the first event using soft tires, the second event in this qualifier series using medium tires. The soft tires barely got me 5 laps worth of good traction, and then fell off a cliff to where the last couple laps of the event, I was struggling and I lost about a 5.5 to 6 second lead over P2. The medium tires lasted me a full, almost about 7.5, maybe 7 laps on my last event, which was a pretty good event. I was running some really fast times, but I did see a big drop off of about 2.5 to 3 seconds per lap around the 7 and 8 lap mark. So those medium tires barely got me the 8 laps. So as you can see here, the featured race itself is a 7-lap race. So what I'm going to do, since the softs only lasted me 5, the mediums lasted me about 7 or 8, I'm going to rock a medium tire. Fuel load, for practice, what I'll do is I'll just run a few laps here, maybe 4 or 5 laps worth of practice, and then after that, I will run my 3 laps of qualifying, and then I may hop back into practice for another few laps. So I'm going to put my fuel load at 17%, which empties the tank pretty well, and gives us approximately 10 laps of fuel for this whole practice and qualifying event. All right, let's jump into some practice laps at Laguna Seca. Now the game, guys, the game absolutely looks incredible, sounds incredible. The handling physics are so much better than Forza Motorsport 7. All around, from my short experience playing this game, I think you guys are all going to be very, very happy. All right, let's jump in here. We've got cold, medium tires, of course, so it is going to take us a couple laps to get up to snuff. Down into second around the hairpin. Power down onto the straight. Now I've got all my assists off, of course. I do have braking line on, but I do not have, of course, the full driving line. Now this is the different track layout than the full Laguna Seca, so we do have a little bit of a detour to the regular race. But this is actually a really fun layout as well. So again, we get to run a bunch of practice laps within the 16 and a half minutes we have left, but within that 16 and a half minutes or so, you do have to qualify or run your 3 qualifying laps. So you need to make sure you give yourself enough time to do that. I always say within about 9 minutes remaining of the event, you want to go ahead and get some qualifying laps going. There we are at the corkscrew. Tough section of track, honestly. My tires still really aren't up to heat yet, or up to temp yet. As you can see down on the bottom right, a little bit cold. The bars to the left and right of the tires, or the outside of the tires, show you their wear. Instead of showing a percentage on each one, it just basically shows you a full to empty bar. Alright, 1:11 on our first lap. Let's see if we can beat that a little bit here. Been loving the game. It feels really, really great. All of the feedback I have from others who have played the game early are really enjoying the game as well. Big thank you to everyone at Turn 10 and Forza Motorsport for allowing me to get my hands on this game early. I know a lot of people actually had the opportunity to do race marshals as well as people in the creator program, so it's exciting. There's a lot of hype building for this game, and I think it's going to live up to the hype, to be honest. Let's keep it in third gear here, no cuts. Penalty system seems pretty fair. I have heard of a couple different reports of people getting bumped off of the track and still receiving a penalty from the game, but that's going to be something that has to be handled before it actually turns into a bigger problem online. Hopefully the driver rating system and the matchmaking system using the driver ratings kind of mitigates that for those of us who take racing semi-seriously, of course. Now, no one else has gotten into the lobby, so it's just me at this point. It doesn't really matter as long as I get to qualify for the online racing multiplayer. I don't really care if I'm racing against people or not. I will have up on the channel my first 2 events for this later in the day as well. They're not going to have commentary. They will just be basic uploads of me showing the races, maybe a little bit of commentary at the beginning, but nothing huge. I just want you guys to see the first 2 events and the big difference in the soft tire. It was actually around this event as well. It only lasted me about 5 laps on the soft tire, and see what it looked like compared to the medium tire. Medium tire I used around Hakone, and again that lasted about 7 laps, maybe just under 7 laps now that I'm thinking about it again. Braking is a little bit different, a little bit more difficult in this game. Like, I don't have as much feel through the brake trigger, I guess you could say, when it comes to force feedback. I might be able to adjust that on the controller settings, but it's not as pronounced, I guess you could say, as it was in Motorsport 7. But that's okay. Alright, so we've got a 110, 814 right now. We're not going to get faster than that on this lap, I don't think. Little lift. Touch some dirt, touch some sand. Locked up again. I seem to be locking up the brakes in a decent amount of corners here. Now, as you can see, these little bollards right there on the side of the track, it gives you like different, we'll say sectors. So each sector you run through during practice, and some of the I think it actually might just be practice. It gives you different, we'll say, sector times, and you get sector scores. So there you can see I was a little bit faster through that sector. So I get 50 CXP for a great segment, and then a plus 20 CXP, which is a car XP, and that's how you get your car leveled up to where you'll be able to maximize the tuning or build potential in each individual car. So you got to drive these cars. You really have to drive these cars to be able to max them out and build them up. So 110, 717. Let's see if we can bump that up just a little bit, or make that a little bit faster here. Better sector there. About a tenth faster. Alright, let's see if we can knock that down to a 110.5. Oh, sausage curve on the inside. got on the power a little bit too late there. Still 2/10 up. All right, down the corkscrew. Beautifully taken there. Caught the apex. There we go. Carried the power through there nicely. Come on, baby. This is going to be my last practice lap, and I'm just going to jump straight into quali. Little tap of the e-brake just to get the back end starting to rotate, and the car slowed down. All right, 3.8 up. All right, there we go. So 110, 311 in practice. Let's see if we can jump into qualifying and make that a little bit better. All you have to do is simply pause. The car will just kind of cruise along the track a little bit in ghost mode in case there are other people running practice laps as well. So pause it, jump down, click on qualify, and then you jump straight into qualifying. All right, so as you can see down the bottom, our fuel load resets and our tire life, it resets as well. So we basically got brand new medium tires. So we have to kind of warm them up a little bit here. You really do have to pay attention to the different scenarios before you jump into practice, because once you pick a tire, I believe once you pick a tire and a fuel load, you're unable to change that. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I could definitely be wrong. I've been wrong about a lot of things in my life. Power down.
10 minutes till race start.
Yeah, baby. And you do get those alerts telling you when the race is going to start. The only unfortunate thing about these events is you do have to wait to start the race. You know, it does take quite a while to get through these events. I believe they're like 20 or 25 minutes for each practice quali, event itself before you even get to race. So it can be a little bit tedious waiting for everything to get going, but it's a pretty fun, honestly, it's a pretty fun multiplayer layout when you do this. Squeeze that brake. Come on. Pretty decent lap right here, I think. 109.6. Pretty fantastic out lap. Felt really, really good. 10th up on here. This is a really fun car, guys. It really is. It looks great. It drives really, really well. I missed my turn in just a little bit. Let's take it a little wide. Here's some speed through there. 2/10 up. Roll through this top corner. Power down. Come on, baby. Short shift. I got on a little bit too early. Ugh. There we go. I didn't think I was going to make those corners. Minor lockup. There is a fine line with ABS off. I lost a couple tenths in those two corners. 109.6. All right, last lap here. We got a couple people that joined the lobby. I didn't see who it was, but it's okay. A little bit slower here. So we will actually have some people to race against, which is good. Oh no, that's bad. This is a throwaway lap. There you go, I got the car leveled up. We've got a level 14 on this car with a different CXP, with more CXP so I can buy more parts to upgrade the car moving forward, to bump it up from the A class that it sits in now, if I wish to. Alright, so this race should... Oh, we've got RM Cryptic Chaos already in, running some practice laps. But this is going to do it for qualifying for Connor Speed 6 and the 2020 Honda Civic. Not a great last lap, but the first two laps, bangers. Alright, so there we go. We've got a 109.6, so we've got some people in here now, so the race is going to be pretty interesting. We'll be right back in just a minute to start the race. After the timer runs out, we've got 6.5 more minutes or so, and then we'll jump into this event. All right, so here we go. I'm not sure exactly where I qualified because I was still running some practice laps just to see where I could get here on my time here. So we've got in first place on qualifying, starting P1, TGS Haas at 360 with a 109.136. Ebontis with a 109.239. Running soft tires, by the way. Me with a 109.603 in P3. So Haas put together a stellar lap using the medium tires. He's got 9 laps of fuel. Ebontis has 8 laps of fuel. His tires are going to run out of life by about lap 5 here. I can guarantee it. So watch for that. Me with 10 laps of fuel, which is a little bit too much, but it's okay. I don't mind. And the medium tires. So we'll see how this goes. Countdown is almost done. We're ready to go racing here at Laguna Seca. Let's go, baby. All right, now it is a standing start in these events too, so it could get a little hairy on turn 1. We'll see. Luckily, it's a bend and not really a slow corner, but we'll see how it goes. Let's get it. Let's have some fun. Haas with a little bit of a slow start. Ebontis going on the outside. So that could be ugly if we tried to go too wide into there. So I'm not sure if they're going to brake, so I didn't want to get too close to him. Put a little bit of pressure on Haas here. I'm just going to let Ebontis kind of go because I guarantee they're going to run out of tires by the end of this race. I followed Haas deep into the corner. A little unfortunate there, but it's okay. Took that beautifully. Oh, Haas goes wide into the dirt. Probably looking back. Big mistake by Haas. That's going to cost him. Alright, so now it's just me and Ebontis. All I have to do is make sure I keep them close because, again, their tires are going to run out. They're going to be putting on a little bit better lap times, so as you can see, the time gap up front probably will get out a little bit further than where it is now unless I just put in some bangers. But we'll see. I just want to drive smooth. Good idea catching some of that dirt on the inside. Oh, the car behind me. The car behind me, Nuts RS 67. Went a little bit wide on the exit. That's okay, though. We're going to maintain here. Oh, that sausage curb on the inside is brutal. All right, putting together a little gap on the car behind me. They already have almost a second in penalties. There we go, nice and smooth. Stayed on the curb. Luckily, I thought I was going to cut that. Get back here, Ebontis. I don't really know any of these people. I know the gamer tags, I think, but I don't necessarily know the people in the races. These online events, though, these qualifying events alone show a lot of promise in the weekend structure or the weekend or race layout for multiplayer events. I really, really look forward to moving past this and getting into some more online multiplayer racing. Seems like it's going to be really, really fun. Maintaining a 2-second gap here with Ebontis. Again, I'm just going to bide my time, wait for their tires to give out on them, basically. Maybe I should put a little bit of pressure on so they have to use their tires a little bit more. But I'm not going to, I don't think. I'm just going to stay comfortable back here. Just keep putting in solid lap times. 109.4 is my fast right now. That's a pretty good lap time. There we go. You can almost straight line that if you take the right line through there. A little wide on the entry. I did what Haas did. Dang it. Terrible driving there. Ooh, 3.5 seconds on me now. Let's reel him in a little bit. Nice, smooth driving. We're on lap 4 right now. Let's see if I can cut that down 3.2 seconds. Car leveled up again to 17. There we go, stayed off the sausage curb, thankfully, because that thing is horrible. All right, I've got to pick it up a little bit. So Ebontis' tires are probably going off. Mine are actually in a really, really, really good place right now. They're warm, they're grippy. And they have some life left. Little feathering on the throttle. Come on, baby. Cutting that down. 2.6. I keep locking up my tires. Or locking up my brakes. That's not going to be good for my tires. Alright, lap 5. Here we go. Let's see if that time delta starts dropping down any. Sorry, I'm leaning into the corners. I can't stress this enough. The game feels great. It genuinely feels great. I've been enjoying it. I haven't had much time to play, but it feels great. Here we go. Dropping down 2.3 seconds, 2.2 seconds. And their tires will start going off. And I'll be right here to pick up the pieces. No time. Oh, they just got a half-second time penalty. Cutting that first corner to the corkscrew. Ooh, my tires feel a little bit loose too. Nah, they're still good. We're good. We got half life left. Down to 1.8 seconds. And I'll tell you the biggest change I felt in the tires whenever they started going off when I was using the softs. Under braking, they were horrible. Turn-in was absolutely tragic. It was a huge fall off. It was almost like they fell off a cliff. It was rough. I remember I was in a lobby with PTG Jamie and a couple other people, and I had a very big lead because the person that was in second place behind me had to pit. But Jamie almost came back and beat me. Off track a little bit there. I was still on the. Anyways, yeah, he almost came back. Was about a second behind me. Oh no! Out of the last corner on the last lap. So it was close. Thought he went off. I thought they went off. Seems like they're tiptoeing around a little bit more. 1.6 second gap. 1.4. This is it. Last lap. 1.3 seconds. Yeah, their tires are gone. I gotta figure out where I can make this move. This is a tough track to pass on, honestly, especially this layout. Under a second. Front right tire's dying on me. Oh, they go wide. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to hope they make a mistake. I can get on the power a little bit sooner. I'm going to send it up the inside. Boom. We got first place, boys. All because of tire choice. All because of tire choice. Look at that. I already have a 2.2 second gap on him. It is a huge fall off on these tires. If you don't have the right tire on these events, especially these short 7, 8, 9 lap events, you are going to struggle, especially at the end of the event. So there we go, taking a P1 because of a good choice in tires and fuel. Very good. Fast lap of 109.081. Ibantas with a blistering 108.976. Great job. Great run. I'm gonna have to try to figure out who these people are and give them a little bit of a shout out. That was fun. And what would a race weekend be without a podium celebration, of course? Wilco Bill P3, Ibantas P2, and your boy Connor Speed6 with a win. I'll take it. I'll take it. All right, so for the race rewards, we got 5,400 driver XP for practice, 17,500 for my finishing position, VIP bonus of 22,900, finish place bonus 4,650, rule set bonus for 550 with a total of 51,000 credits earned. Not bad. All in a day's work. All right, so there you have it. I've got the Qualifier series taken care of. That means I've unlocked basically all of featured multiplayer. I've got spec events over here. We can choose different race event types. We've got open events with just regular open class events where you can build your cars up to the top of whatever class it is, for example, R class. And it gives us a plethora of different events for the different race types or the events you choose to. In the introduction events, they're just kind of basic events, and they probably put you into these spec cars like I was driving in the Honda Civic, which I'm all down for that because they're very competitive, very evenly matched, and a lot of fun, honestly. But there you have it, everyone. That was the Qualifier series to get qualified for online multiplayer in the all-new Forza Motorsport. Again, huge thank you to everyone at Turn 10 for getting me early access to the game. It's a beautiful game. It feels incredible. You guys are going to absolutely love it. That's going to do it for me today, guys. Be sure to leave a positive comment down below, drop the video a like, and subscribe to the channel because we're going to be diving into more Forza Motorsport content as the days go by. As always, I have been Connor Speed 6. Until next time, much love, everyone. See you soon.